Well, back in June, more than 13,000 acres in the Wharton State Forest burned. It was one of the state's biggest forest fires in years.
When the trails in the park reopened in July, it gave visitors an easy way to see the process of the forest really coming back. News 12's Brian Donahue gave us a look today.
Don't come looking for any clever sound bites in my story today, because when I hike out in the Pinelands, all I want to hear is that signature sound of the wind through the trees, which sounds especially amazing at this spot right now, because just a few months ago, this place was hell on earth. June 20th, a wildfire started by an illegal campfire burned 13,500 acres of Wharton State Forest, the largest wildfire in the state in 13 years. I'm coming back 3 months later for a look at an extraordinary phenomenon in this extraordinary place, the forest being reborn. I mean, who doesn't like a good comeback story?
This is a spot where you can see the fire burned this side of the road. It didn't jump across the road. You can see all that is green, and this is mostly brown, but a lot of green popping up.
Young pines whose trunk was destroyed by fire resprouting from the base, blueberry and huckleberry shrubs shooting back up from the forest floor, and pine cones, many of which need fire to release their seeds, lying on newly cleared ground, all the more accommodating for the next generation. Because this is an ecosystem scientists say has been shaped by fire, relying on fire for its unique identity. You can see it in the thick bark on those pitch pines. They've evolved to protect themselves from fire. The oaks and other trees, they're pretty hurting, but that's how the pines win out here and dominate. That's why it's the pinelands, not the oaklands. Forest fires threaten what humans build in the forest, and not so much the forest itself.
I've always scoffed at the phrase, save the planet, as if the earth needed saving, as if the planet is not just going to shake us humans off like some bad cold that won't even remember 50 million years from now. Because it's the humans that have to save ourselves, and this whole process kind of reminds me of that. That while we're all freaking out over this forest fire, the forest itself is just shaking it off.
Maybe I'm overthinking all this. You know, that can happen when you get out here and clear your head. And it's worth a walk out here this fall just for that. And if you see me on the trail, well, just try not to make too much noise, okay?
I'm Brian Donahue. This is Positively New Jersey.